Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another Magic Arena Explorer video. So today we're back with a little bit more Doom Foretold. Now we played a deck like this on the last match of the previous video, the Mono White Devotion one. And I was intrigued by the deck, so I went to look for a deck list and couldn't find one. So I've attempted to kind of recreate it as best as I can, using an existing kind of archetype of Orzhov Doom, adding some red, and just kind of seeing what happens. So this particular version is running three colours, obviously, but also running Starfield Mystic, which is a 2/2 for 2 that says enchantment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and whenever an enchantment you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So this has the advantage of making all of our various enchantments, which we have many in the deck, much, much cheaper. Well, I say much, one cheaper, or if we have it in multiples, and essentially allows us to kind of cheat our powerful spells like Doom Foretold, Fires of Invention, Demonic Pact, Fable into play for cheaper than they would normally be. So just running quickly through the deck list and through the enchantments we're playing. So we've got 4 copies of Hopeless Nightmare, which is a new card that makes the opponent discard a card and lose a life when it enters the battlefield. And when it goes to the graveyard, you can scry 2, so it does have that kind of additional value if you sacrifice it to Beseech the Mirror or a Doom Foretold, then that can be very powerful. But also if you manage to blink it with Yorion, then you can kind of double up the effect of making the opponent discard. 3 copies of the Birth of Meletus, so that allows us to essentially make sure that we hit our land drops, creates an 0/4 defender, and also gains us a bit of life, so it does a lot for just 2 mana. 4 copies of Trial of Ambition, makes the opponent sacrifice a creature, so very good if you can recur that, blink it, but also it's then just sits on the battlefield for sacrifice fodder. Bitter Reunion, discard a card to draw 2. Then we've got 4 copies of Omen of the Forge, so that is a 2 mana enchantment with flash that deals 2 damage to any target when it enters the battlefield. Then 3 drop enchantments, we've got 3 copies of Treacherous Blessing, so draws 3 cards when it enters the battlefield. Also makes you lose life whenever you cast a spell, so you do want to get this off the battlefield as soon as possible. So you are looking to kind of sacrifice that to Doom Foretold or Beseech the Mirror. 4 copies of Fable of the Mirror Breaker, don't need to go through that again. 3 copies of Oath of Kaya, 3 damage to any target, and you gain 3 life. Very useful card, and very good against aggro decks. And then 4 drop enchantments, we've got the full 4 copies of Doom Foretold. So for those who don't remember, you essentially trade a non-land, non-token permanent back and forth with your opponent until either you have to sacrifice Doom Foretold or they have nothing left to sacrifice, in which case they discard a card, they lose 2 life, and you draw a card, gain 2 life, and create a 2/2. So that is a very powerful card for kind of running the opponent out of resources. We're also running Fires of Invention, as we are running red in this deck, so 2 can cast 2 spells on our turn without paying their mana cost, as long as we have enough lands, lands equal or more converted mana cost of the card, and then a couple of copies of Demonic Pact as well, so 4 mana enchantment. It deals choose 1 at the beginning of your upkeep that hasn't been chosen, 4 damage to any target, and you gain 4 life. Target opponent discards 2 cards, you draw 2 cards, or you lose the game. So as you can probably work out, this is the kind of card where you're either looking to blink it to reset its abilities or sacrifice it before the lose the game trigger happens. Then the rest of the deck is just a few good cards around that. So as I've mentioned, we've got Beseech the Mirror, so a lot of sacrifice fodder in this deck, so we can just go and fetch any card we want from the deck, because we are running all spells which cost mana value 4 or less. And we've got an Archon of Sun's Grace, which is very useful for kind of decks that run lots of enchantments. Creates a 2/2 Pegasi, but also has lifelink, and gives the Pegasus as lifelink, so that can be very handy. And then we've got a couple of copies of Rite of Oblivion as well, which exiles any non-land permanent. It does require us to sacrifice something, but again, we have lots of things that we can potentially sacrifice. It also has flashback. We are only running a couple of these just because you don't really want to have this sitting on sitting in your hand with nothing to sacrifice. That can happen, so that's not great. Then quite a complex mana base, a lot of dual lands, full 4 copies of Savai Triome, the Mardu Triome, just to make sure that we hit all of our land drops. Then we do have a few utility lands and 1 creature land as well. We're also running a fair few basic lands, so 3 swamps, because Beseech the Mirror is quite heavy on its black mana requirements, so we do need to be able to do that. And then 3 plains to make sure we have targets for the Birth of Meletus. And then in the sideboard, we've got Yorion obviously taking up 1 slot, Cling to Dust as targeted graveyard hate, and Rest in Peace as general graveyard hate. We do have to be a little bit careful with these, just with our Rite of Oblivion. This is a bit of a nombo, so you do have to be cautious. 3 copies of Fatal Push, Temporary Lockdown to deal with cheap spells that the opponent, cheap creatures rather, that the opponent has. Rending Volley, uncounterable damage to white and blue creatures. Another Archon, and then a couple of mass removal spells with Extinction Event, very good against Monogreen Devotion, and then Ritual of Soot, if we do want to deal with humans and kind of decks that run a lot of cheap creatures. And the good thing about running a deck with Beseech the Mirror is that it is so much easier to just go and find whatever it is we need. So we only need to run one of these each in the sideboard, and we can just potentially go and get it with Beseech the Mirror. Same with the Archon of Sun's Grace. That's why we've only got 1 in the main deck. So yeah, there's a lot of potential for kind of just going and getting whatever you need in particular circumstance you find yourself in. So yeah, let's see how well I've reconstructed this particular archetype. We shall see. I've had to guess for some of it, but let's see how we go on with this. Thanks very much for watching as ever. Hit those like and subscribe buttons. Always appreciate the support. You know that for sure. And let's go onto the ladder and see how we go on with this. No red mana is a shame, but I can live with this. Beseech the Mirror may end up doing a lot of work for us. Then let's open with a Hopeless Nightmare. Stoke the Flames. Ooh, that's not a card you see very often. So some sort of mono red deck. Oh, Kamano facing Kakazan there. Yep, this is definitely mono red. Play Fable of the Mirror Breaker. So let's discard a couple of lands. Okay, Omen of the Forge is a pretty good draw. But we are on the hoof for a lot of damage here, so we could play that. We could Beseech the Mirror for Oath of Kaya, maybe? Yeah, let's do that. Let's fire off our little nombo here, where it doesn't matter what you do, because you're immediately searching your library. I don't think we've got anything. I suppose we could get Archon. Yeah, let's do that instead, actually. Okay, we know the opponent has no good attacks now. Let's gain 3 life. Okay, that's probably enough for us to win this one. Yep. So, let's have a Fatal Push, or several. Let's have Temporary Lockdown, Ritual of Soot. Cling to Dust for life gain? Probably not. Let's take out Treacherous Blessing. The life loss is not the one. Rite of Oblivion. Do we want to keep that in? Let's put our other Archon actually as well. No, let's take out Rite. And a couple of Trial of Ambitions, just because single sacrifice isn't necessarily what we want to be doing. Yep, that seems pretty decent. Well, as long as we draw a land, should be okay. So this is where I will reliably never draw another land. Okay. Might bring that in on white, depending on what we... Ooh. Well, let's pop Starfield Mystic into play. I'm not expecting it to survive, but it does force the opponent to play slightly differently. Yep. In which case, I might just Oath of Kaya there. Although, I may as well temporary lockdown here, I suppose. Yep, let's do it. Okay, so I could Oath of Kaya this, does mean we wouldn't gain any life. Or I could Doom Foretold, they'd have to get rid of it, but then we'd have to sack the Doom Foretold or just give them their stuff back. Don't really want to do that. Fable is also fine. Yeah, let's just Oath of Kaya without the life gain. Ooh, Eidolon of the Great Revel. Soon to be Eidolon of the Dead Revel. Could have maybe played Archon there, but nah. It's a no from me. Okay, so their Eidolon dies. They can then attack us to 6 with Den of the Bugbear if they really want to. But then our Doom Foretold will pop on their next turn. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Could live with that. So I'm now going to play Archon of Sun's Grace. Doom is going to pop. They could animate this into a creature if they really wanted to. Don't really see the point. Okay, well, Roiling Vortex to shut down our Beseech the Mirrors. I suppose we could lock down it away. Eh. Not sure we need to. Let's just get Fable running. Let's attack with our Archon, gain some life. Not gain any life. I see what he did here. That's very cheeky. Maybe we do need to temporary lockdown then. Oh dear. Oh, this is problematic, isn't it? Do we have any way out of this? So that can go and that can go. Well, that's not going to help. So we could cast Nightmare. Can we just kill them? Is that a thing we can do? May as well give it a go, I suppose. So we can Hopeless Nightmare. Okay, well, we need to Bitter Reunion first. Yeah, maybe I should have played. Yeah, no, I should have played Bitter Reunion first, given my Flyers haste. Yeah, no, I just played this wrong. No, I should have. Yeah, I should. Yeah, that was silly. I should have. Well, our opponent might not see it, I suppose. Hopeless Nightmare again. Yeah, no, I keep forgetting there's a haste ability on the Bitter Reunion. Yeah, see, I don't know what they could have done there is activate Ramanap Ruins, and then maybe that might have worked. Or, yeah, they may have just not seen it. Anyway. Yes. Little short of land, but we could potentially build up to a better hand if we need Bitter Reunion. Then Starfield Mystic. I don't know. Let's see what our opponent has going on. At the moment, they've got nothing going on. Just thinking deep. There we are. Elves. Elves, elves, elves. Okay, well, let's follow this up with a Trial of Ambition. Let's get that annoying elf off the battlefield. Okay, so we're going full mono black here, so let's play Bitter Reunion. Discard this swamp. Play another Nightmare. Triome. Yorion in hand. Okay, they're holding up Collected Company. That's fine. So let's play Mystic. I'm fine to wait. Yep. Pretends to be shocked. .gif. Yeah, the mana problem is going to do for us here, I think. Otherwise, we've been in pretty good shape with blinking Yorion for several different effects. Never mind. Okay, so they're on the Abzan Elves list. I think we've got decent sideboard options against them. Temporary Lockdown, Fatal Push, Extinction Event, Ritual of Soot. And I think we are taking out Trial of Ambition, Treacherous Blessing. That's basically it. The mana requirements of this deck are going to be the death of me. Let's pop back Blood Crypt. Let's omen away this straight away. I don't know why I played my land like that. I'm playing very loosely at the moment. Maybe it's late. Play Doom Foretold. Oh, well, that was brief. Are we doing anything differently on the draw? No. The mana is too rough in this opening hand. That one's not great either, but it'll have to do, so let's pop back. Demonic Pact? Yep. Well, let's hope this Mystic can do some work for us, because otherwise we are mightily dead. Okay, let's play the Birth of Meletus. Have a Plains. Play the Plains, play Oath of Kaya. Punch down their Visionary. Okay, that probably keeps us alive for a turn. Yeah, that'll do it. Very explosive game for our opponent there. Oh, very good. That Abzan Elves list is very powerful. Oh well. Huh. No thanks. Better. Pop back Caves of Koilos. The opponent's on a Gigantha deck, so could be Convoke, Vehicle, Sacrifice, many things. Okay, well, let's Trial of Ambition here. Get rid of this 1-1. Da, da, da. Mystic. Hopeless Nightmare. Play Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Can't discard a card yet, so let's just pass the turn. Yep, we'll take 5. Not thrilled about it, but what can you do? Interesting. Because they could hit me for another 7 with their Love-Struck Beast, but yeah, no, I didn't think they'd be into that. Oh, let's just get rid of that. It's better. So let's play another Mystic. Play Oath of Kaya. Let's take out their elf. Pass the turn. So the Love-Struck Beast can't currently attack, which is good news for everyone, specifically me. Well, yeah, I mean, if they turn that into a 1-1, sure, but that's all they're going to do. I can live with that. Interesting. No, I didn't think they would. Right, well, as long as we survive another turn, we can Yorion, so that will be a delightful moment for everyone. The question of whether we bounce our reflection is an interesting one. No, they're just going to steal it instead. Fair enough. I have to say that's a lot less interesting now. Ha. Ooh, the temptation. Yeah, I'm going to play it. That worked out for the best. Now let's bounce. Oath, Treacherous Blessing, just all of the things. So let's kill our own. Sometimes I don't want to. So now all of our creatures have to attack. Oh, stop it. So, what am I doing? What am I doing? So I think we're going to beseech the mirror for something. So let's do that. Let's get rid of Treacherous Blessing. Um, so, yeah, go on. Let's grab Archon then. Let's play Doom Foretold. Double a Crone War is a problem, there's no doubt about it. So, let's put a stop on my upkeep, just in case I need to... block. Block. I don't love any of it. Let's sack that. Give us the Scry 2. Ooh, well, I'll take another Beseech the Mirror. Question of what I'm doing with it is interesting, so... Well, I'm casting it, obviously. But what am I going to fetch with it is the question. I could go and get another Doom Foretold. Doesn't seem terrible. Doom Foretold. So I have to attack, so I will. At least I'll gain 3 life. They then have to sack 2 permanents, so that can include, well, just be those 2, I suppose, but it'll keep them off my back for 5 seconds. Okay, maybe it won't. Looks like I'm taking 5 here. Now let's cycle the Triome. One, two. Play Fires of Invention. Pop a land into play. Attack with my flyers. Still just about alive. So I am... What am I doing here? There's plenty I can do, I think. The imbalance in land draws has been quite interesting. Let's create a 1-1. Block here and here. Gain 2. Sacrifice our Fires of Invention. Trial of Ambition's pretty good, so let's play that. So they can sack a cat is the right answer here. So they sacrifice something, we go up to... Okay. Play a land. Go up to 10. Pass the turn. They sack a Lovestruck Beast. Yeah, good game. Good, good. Okay. Let's go to game 2. Let's pop in Temporary Lockdown, Fatal Push, Ritual of Soot, and the other Archon. Let's take out Trial of Ambition. Treacherous Blessing. Okay, apologies for that. We are back for game 3. We had to mull to 4 and concede in game 2, so we'll just go straight from here with this one. So, Beseech the Mirror for Ritual of Soot seems like a good shout in this particular game. Do they sacrifice is the question. Yes, they do. Okay. What do they go and get? Okay, that makes sense on some level. So let's talk to our mirror. Doesn't matter because they're being shuffled away, although that would be quite nice to keep that Fires of Invention. Oh well. Can't be helped. Let's grab Ritual. That Huntsman's Redemption fizzles. Fair enough. Okay, let's grab an Arc. Yeah, let's play Archon. Okay, take 4. Okay, let's play Fires of Invention. Drop a Doom Foretold. Land. Attack. Fine. I'll trade with the Thrillseeker. Why not? Sack our own Doom here, I think. Okay, that was the wrong choice. Let's pop Yorion in our hand. Let's play another Fires. attack. Now let's reset our Archon. Just the one is fine. So they look pretty dead here to me. Yep. Well, oh, don't know why they did that. Because they now can't. Oh no, they can't anyway, because it's only the turn. Yeah. Ignore me. We win. Yeah, that's not going to work. I'll take the 9. Come along, come along. There's something about losing gracefully. There we are. Okay, so that was Mardu Doom Foretold. As I say, pretty rough around the edges, that deck, just because I was trying to do it from memory. The basic ingredients of Starfield Mystic into cheaper enchantments, fires, and doom. They're all there. I'm sure there are improvements that could be made to this deck, so feel free to put them in the comments. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. See you next time.